Good afternoon and good morning, wherever you are. My name is Lauren Salisbury. I am the CEO of Platform8, and today I am thrilled to be joined by two gentlemen from NSW Ports. We have Wayne Ashton, Operations Manager, and Josh Davidson, IT Manager. Thank you, gentlemen, both for joining us today. Today, we're going to have a bit of a conversation about your most recent implementation out at NSW Port for your ISGOTT conferencing. So I'm sure a lot of people want to hear about what that is. So I'm going to ask you a few questions. We're going to learn all about it. So firstly, Josh, your first question to you. What motivated you to start looking at how to digitize these operations, and perhaps share a little bit about those operations, and how did you actually learn about the Smartflow platform?
Certainly. COVID was a big push for us, like many businesses. A bespoke solution was originally created to replace a manual PDF and paper-based approach we had using previously. The solution got us through COVID, but then we started looking at a more robust supported system.
Excellent. And so tell me, how did you learn about the Smartflow solution and move on to that?
So we had been looking at the Nextport platform and looking for a local partner, and came across Platform8, and they highlighted to us the ISGOTT platform by Smartflow.
Amazing. Thank you. And so, Wayne, tell me, what were some of the challenges that you were looking to solve by digitizing the ship-to-shore processes?
Yeah, thanks, Lauren. Yes, the things that motivated us to start looking at the challenges with the platform were trying to just get something that was very standardized, that was simple to use, and was was transparent with all the users. So we found that the Smartflow system solved all those problems, and it gave communication, an ease of communication to both ship, the shore, and our authorities in New South Wales.
Excellent. And so we talk about the many users. How many different stakeholders do you actually have through this process that you were having to manage before?
So we've got basically 5 tenants at our port that use the digital ISGOTT system. So we've had like 5 different users, different multiple chemicals that use there. Plus we've got the Port Authority of New South Wales is the regulator for the port, so we had to keep them communicated as part of the system. So there was some few challenges there to make sure that everybody was involved in the process and was comfortable using the new system, as well as ships that English isn't their first language.
Yeah.
So we had to try and make sure that that they understood the process as well.
Yeah, amazing. So now that they are all collaborating online through the digitization process, what are the benefits that you're starting to see? And I realize it's early days, but I know you're already seeing some really great benefits.
Yeah, so it's been really helpful. Some of the benefits are that it's very consistent with what's happening around the world. A lot of the ships have already transitioned over to ISGOTT 6, and so it's not unfamiliar to them to have this, and the system's been very helpful in making sure that we can use one document, and they're not using their document for their ship process. So they're using the one document, so it goes one document for the terminal, for the ship, and for our sort of use as well. So it's been really good to have a consistent approach to completing the ship-to-shore process.
Yeah, and that will have streamlined all of your processes. And I guess, you know, Josh mentioned at the start the process to coming onto the solution was, you know, sort of at the back end of the start of your digitization, and here through COVID, you know, moving to the PDFs. So through that process, I imagine that you would have already started looking at standardizing some of your processes. But now that you've moved on to Smartflow, how has that sort of helped even further as far as standardizing these processes across the multiple terminals?
Yeah, I think the standardising has been in just the format that Smartflow have used. It's been really really easy to configure, and also it's really probably the robustness of the system has been well. We haven't had any issues like with our previous system. And I think it's sort of it helps that the Smartflow system is a really robust system that helps us get through all the challenges, and we've had very sort of it's been a really easy transition over to get this up and running.
Amazing, thank you. So Josh, from a looking more from a sort of technical and data perspective, can you elaborate on how has data become a valuable asset for NSW Ports, particularly in terms of managing the reporting and audit trails of all the activities that we've been talking about?
So for NSW Ports, data is critical to our operations. It helps us assess risk, performance, and ultimately is critical to our billing and revenue. Now, there's been a big push for us to ensure there's high quality data, and as part of that, there's a digitization process around our business processes to make sure that removing that human element where you've got too much uncertainty, and a system-based approach really helps make sure that the data is in a consistent, readable and reportable format. So Smartflow will sort of tie into the full operations and company digitalization roadmap, and
yeah, excellent. And by connecting all of that in and getting this view across not just the activity from a Smartflow perspective, but everything else that happens across the port, and linking that into your revenue is going to be really important next step. So Wayne, back to you. Tell me, how has working with all of your stakeholders changed since the implementation, whether it's vessel captains or terminals or agents? How has that really changed?
Yeah, it's been a remarkable sort of journey, because getting all the stakeholders familiar with the new system, it is a really simple system to use, and it's as I said about the transparency has helped them, because one of the things that our stakeholders want is to know where the system's at, what process it's up to in the ship to shore process, and having that Smartflow portal, they can log on to the system and see exactly what stage it's at. So they're not sort of ringing us saying, "Oh, where's it up to?" So that's been a really important sort of feature of the product. And we've had comment from ships captains saying that they've never used it before. It's the first time they've used it, and they found it really easy. And it's just sort of been our communication with the ships and with our terminals has really increased, and we've been getting sort of glowing reports that this is a really good system to use.
Yeah, amazing. That's really great. And tell me about the process that you went through with the implementation. How was your experience working with the teams?
Working with the teams was good. I mean, we had Platform8 were really good at just pulling us together and arranging the meetings between ourselves and Smartflow, and that time sort of transition between Smartflow's in the Netherlands, Platform8's in New Zealand. So there was a little bit of time difference there, but Platform8 were able to just pull us all together, arrange the meetings, and just make sure we were on track to achieve what we wanted to achieve.
Brilliant. And Josh, what about from your experience? How did the onboarding process and adoption of the system go for you?
Well, Smartflow had a fast implementation process where they were being able to deliver their standard product very quickly. And then, as Wayne sort of discussed, we've got a slightly unique operating model here where there's sort of 3 parties in the process, which wasn't sort of a standard ship terminal approach. And Smartflow were really receptive to customizing their system. And I think, yeah, in terms of system implementations, it was relatively pain-free from an IT point of view. And they understood what I think really helped is they understood the business and what we do. So they were able to understand Wayne and the team's requirements, and I think together we've probably improved the product out of it.
Amazing, excellent, brilliant. Well, final question. I feel like you've probably both touched on it, but if there's anything else you wanted to add, and in terms of collaboration, Wayne, how has the relationship been? The experience been enjoyable? It's not one of these IT implementations that we're going to be talking about forever with a frown on our face, but a big smile instead.
No, it has been a really good process, and and the feedback that we get, that, you know, sort of people originally said, oh, you know, if it doesn't work, can we go back to the PDF? And I said, no, we're going to push through with this. I said, trust me, it will work. And I've been testing it for months now, and we've got it up to the stage where we think that it's a really worthwhile product, and they've all embraced it. And we're just about to commence it in out. We've got another port down the coast at Port Kembla, and we've got 3 common user berths down there with 3 different operators, and we're about to embark down there and introduce it in our Port Kembla port as well. So it's it's been a really good rewarding sort of project to be part of.
Amazing, that's awesome. And Josh, anything to add there on the collaboration side?
I'd just like to say that, yeah, the platform as is implemented as a first stage, so it's replacing the existing system and process, but we picked it as well for some of the enhanced API capabilities. So having the ability then to plug into that further digitization of other operational processes and help Wayne and the team remove that double handling or rekeying of information between systems.
Yeah, amazing, excellent. Well, I'll ask the question back to myself as the Platform8. We've certainly thoroughly enjoyed collaborating with you out at NSW Ports. It's been a real privilege to work with you on this project, and certainly on behalf of myself at Platform8 and the rest of the team at Smartflow, we really thank you for that ongoing collaboration. So thanks again, gentlemen, for today, and I hope that we have an excellent implementation at Port Kembla, and we will see the same benefits out there. So thank you.
Thanks very much, Lauren.
Thanks, Lauren.